Excuse me, Seth Rich with the DNC. I think several of you have spoken about provisional ballots and rejected ballots. I guess we've looked at, as an outside practitioner with a vested interest in training our voters, how do we get better access to data that tells us why ballots are rejected, why ballots are cast as provisional, so that we can analyze that and then develop better training guides?
Can one of the election officials speak to any work you've done with either the parties or other groups on that type of information?
Yeah, so from Denver's perspective, one thing that we do, and we do this for sort of the parties or any candidates that are involved in any election, we have a secure FTP site, and we post basically who's voted and sort of the status. And so if they have a rejected ballot, whether it's signature discrepancy or unsigned ballot, or maybe they had an undeliverable ballot, all that data is posted daily during the election. And then we actually also proactively send out, because we have to notify the voters if there is some sort of issue with their mail ballot. We also give the parties and the campaigns the exact letter that we send to the voter, so then when they do their follow-up and they contact the voter, they have exactly the same wording that we send out, so there's not confusion. So we've found that actually giving more information and being more upfront with that data with the entities has been much more effective for everybody involved, instead of sort of holding it back. So we've tried to put it out there. The provisional ballots have significantly declined in Colorado. I put up some data earlier that shows that, and most of the reason for that is the voter registration modernization that we did, where we eliminated the precinct registration deadline, and now have same-day registration. So we've really taken care of most of the reasons that voters would vote a provisional. The other reasons are because they didn't bring the ID and it's election day and they don't want to go get it, so they vote a provisional. Or maybe they moved into Colorado after the state residency requirement, so potentially they might vote one there. So there's very few reasons now why someone would even vote a provisional in Colorado, and if it does get rejected, it could be maybe they haven't gotten off their felony status yet, or one of the other kind of pretty straightforward reasons. So I think sharing that data, analyzing that data, and involving the parties and sort of the entities that have an interest in that to get them that data, and then talking about it collectively and working together on training and communication tools for doing that are all very important.
The only thing I would add is the key to that, our states need to have a statewide voter database so that we can code those. And I know in Utah, as we were transitioning through that, and pieces of that were missing because we hadn't fully understood how to utilize that. Not every county was inputting that the same way. And EVES was a good way to showcase that so that we could make that change. So we've got to make sure that all of the states, as they implement that, teach their counties how to report those similarly, and it makes it, like Amber said, it becomes a very automated process.
The other alarm going off in my head is if we have a common data format for these voter registration systems in other places, it's very easily reportable and collected in that way as well.
I think the one difficult thing on that is every state codes provisionals differently. So like Colorado, it's not just accept and reject. There's a whole list, and that's going to change by state. And so I think getting to a common format for that too is going to help, just from a national perspective, communicate that information effectively and provide better training. If that's possible, if states could collaborate and come up with common ways of that being reported, it would be very helpful.
That's the end of our time. I want to sincerely thank all of you for sharing the information. There's actually, Pew just released the panel performance index, and this panel actually scored #1. So congratulations to all of you. And it's lunchtime. It's lunchtime. So thank you all. We'll be back in 1 hour. 1 hour.
This is Sharon reporting from Bad News. Thank you for subscribing to our channel and giving us a thumbs up. Please feel free to leave us a comment and share this video with your friends. Thank you.